All right, guys, so we're going to get straight into it. We're going to let you guys know we're going to take calls in our puts at. We're going to keep it super simple and not overcomplicated and keep our levels simple. Only about 3 levels are on our chart right now. We're not going to overcrowd it. Let me show you guys my actual chart, what I actually will be looking at. As you can see, it is a little bit overcrowded, so I simplified it for you guys to make it real simple. We're going to look at 9 stocks that are the biggest SPY movers, which is Nvidia, Meta, Google, Tesla, Amazon, and
Bruh.
another one. And
Bruh.
if you guys have any other stocks that you guys want me to look at, definitely send them through and I will chart them out for you. But so far, let's look at SPY, the S&P 500, the main one, the one that we mostly trade. I already put out a couple levels in my Discord saying that I plan on taking calls above 471.03 and 473.04. On Thursday, we got real close, only 5 cents away from that first level, 471.03, but we didn't get anything above. As you can see on the 15 minutes, we were real close, but we didn't even get above it, so that was in no entry, which is real good. And we're going to have to have some patience this coming week to see if we're going to get that. And if not, it's totally fine. We have a put level that we also plan to take puts at, just in case. And our put level is 464.11. The reason why I have that level is because it's the most recent low we had about a month ago, and it's this specific level right here. You can see that there's some good support here, and that's where I plan on taking my puts at if we do get below that level. So we're about $4 away, and if we do get there, I'm definitely gonna take puts. I'm gonna alert it in my Discord. So if you're not already in it, definitely gotta join so you can see when to enter and where I'm gonna enter. And I'll definitely update everybody and tag everybody in there in the trade floor, let them know. So we also have this zone right here that we created not too long ago. And the reason why I even have this zone is if you go on the 4-hour or the daily, but let's go to the 4-hour. You can see that we have this low right here at 464.44. You got these 2 candle closing and opening on it, as well as over here, you get a little bit of a low that touches it. And so there's some good support right here. So if we can get above that and hold it, that'd be nice for us to take it along and go above 471.03. Or we could just scalp some calls right here, some puts, whatever it is. But anything in between this is really just no man's trade. I wouldn't even do anything about it. So that's pretty much the S&P 500. So let's move on over to Microsoft. And Microsoft is really something I wouldn't even trade at all this week. It's something that I would step away from. I wouldn't even look at this one at all. I've been trying to keep up to date with it for a couple of weeks, but as you can see, we've just been in this big consolidation right here. Check this out. If you grab the highest wicks or any type of wick levels, you can just see we've just been stuck around this whole range, and it's kind of just not really worth it to trade anything in these until we get out of this. So if you do plan on trading Amazon, be careful. It's real risky right now. It's already at the highest highs. Microsoft's been real crazy. Big tech has been moving. This is all-time highs right here. So really, you just got to be careful and not really get caught trying to take calls because you might just get clapped. So I would just watch out and not even trade Microsoft at all. I would just step away. But as you can see, if you just hold those wicks and create a zone from those wicks, you got a nice area to watch. So we can watch this one together. And if we do play Amazon, anything below 465.50 is pretty much good for some puts. But my favorite one so far is Amazon. Amazon looks real good. On the daily, especially if you add some SMAs, which are simple moving averages, you can see that we're creating some type of support here that potentially we could even bounce it back up to the upside. A little bit of buyers are stepping in on the volume down here, but still ultimately sellers are still here, so we just got to be careful. Anything below 143.63 is some puts. That's real good. 148.57 is where I'm going to take my calls at. As you can see that there's 2 resistance level right here, which is why I actually put that level there specifically, because anything above that level looks real nice for some calls. And look at this. Let's check it out real quick. Let me take out all those SMAs and look at this. So if you were to take some calls with me on some Amazon, where I plan on doing it, the safest area to enter some calls on is 148.57. As you can see, anything above that is pretty nice. You get away from all that consolidation, but anything in between 147.26 to 148 is really just risky to enter. But if you do want to enter, maybe we can at 147.75. But you see it, that blue level right there, 148.57 is where I plan on taking my calls on Amazon. And Google, we're just going to breeze past that one. I was watching that one for a couple weeks, If you're in my Discord, you will see it, but really hasn't moved much anywhere. I was trying to catch some calls on it, but you can see it just broke down and it's kind of losing its momentum, even though it's part of tech and it is introducing AI. And so usually it's supposed to actually be pumping up right now, but Google is losing its steam. So I wouldn't even look at Google. Meta is actually interesting and it's actually catching my eye. It's been pumping up real nicely. I think it has more room to go up too. Caught some nice calls on it earlier. I'll show you where, but on Friday, but so far it looks real strong. So if you put up the SMAs on this one too for the 4 hour, you can see we're above the 9. I mean, we're above the 20 and the 50. So to be honest, this looks real strong. 353.65 is where you can take some calls at. If you want to be real safe, anything above 355.14. Like, actually, let me chart that out. That looks good. 355.32. Yeah, I mean, that looks real good. 355.32 looks good for some calls. So I like Meta. Meta and Amazon are my favorite, as well as SPY. So those three are going to be my top watch for this week. But we have two more stocks to look at, and it's Tesla and Nvidia. So Tesla is something I've been watching for the past couple of weeks, but it's been dying down too, just like Google for some reason. It's actually below this trend that we've been watching for a long time, but for some reason it's just going sideways. So that's something I'm kind of just not really caring for as much. And same with Nvidia. Nvidia actually has a nice pattern or a trend line coming along that it might break out. But so far, I'm not really going to be paying attention to this one. But 499.98 is a really nice level that I'm watching. And then this trend right here, just to keep it real simple. So Nvidia and Tesla, not really anything I'm watching, but for the most part, Meta and Amazon. So let's look back at Meta real quick and let's show you guys where we caught some nice calls at. I'm going to pull up my Discord screenshot and show you guys where I planned on taking my calls at. And it was a nice trade. So on Friday, I managed to hop in some calls on the break of this high of yesterday's 347.95 level. As you can see, if you just connect this wick to this wick and create a zone, that's where your entry would be. For anything above that is really just a good entry for some calls. And you can see on Friday, during the pre-market, we got some nice support on that trend, and we broke above it at open, and we just kept going. We just kept going crazy all day. So that was a real nice entry for some calls. Now I'm still going to be watching it to go above 353.65, and that's pretty much it, guys. So if you guys are not on my Discord, definitely join in. I'm going to put the link here, and let's get right to it.